Hey guys, welcome back to Revealing Biblical Truths. In this video, we'll be covering Jubilees Chapters 1 and 2. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications. As discussed in the previous video for this series, the preview video, Jubilees was highly regarded at the time of Yahusha and was also given to Moshe on Mount Sinai by angels. A lot of content in this book corroborates the biblical canon and also expounds upon it, giving us deep, juicy details we can find nowhere else in Scripture. Chapter 1 opens up by telling us that after the Exodus, the Israelites came to Mount Sinai in the 3rd month of the 16th day of the month. Every time the Bible or any other Scripture provides us a specific month and day, it is significant, and we can find deeper meaning by discovering what those days are and how they relate. In this case, the 3rd month and 16th day of the month corroborates and corresponds to the day of Pentecost, known to the Hebrews as Shavuot, or the Feast of Weeks. This same feast is the same feast that all the apostles kept 50 days after Yahusha died. Yes, you heard right, the same feast. The apostles were observing this feast following his death, and he did not abolish them or any of the law. Continuing in the chapter, it says Elohim spoke to Moshe and gave him 2 sapphire stones on which the 10 Commandments would be written. This is very interesting, that they were made out of sapphire. The Bible talks about the throne of Elohim as being made of sapphire, as well as the pavement underneath it, also called the Sea of Glass. He tells Moshe to relay to the people all the commands and warns that if they go astray and forget the commands. And because of this, they will be taken captive and fall into the hands of the enemy. They will do evil and make idols and sacrifice their children to devils. Yah then prophesies more, saying he will remove them from the land and scatter them amongst the other people, the Gentiles. This is also referring to the 10 northern tribes that were scattered into the rest of the world following the captivity from Assyria and Babylon. Yahusha and James also referred to these people as the lost sheep of Israel, or the lost tribe of the house of Israel. Yah says that they will forget his commandments and Torah and not keep the new moons or the Sabbath days or the feast days or the Jubilees. How true that is today. Most of the modern world, especially Christianity, has forgotten Yah's Torah and feast days. Yet they are all over the New Testament, or the Brit Hadashah if you look. But Yah then says they will return to him, and he will regather them and be with them again. In verse 27, he tells an important time. He says that he will descend and tabernacle with them throughout eternity. This is referring, of course, to the return of HaMashiach in the city of New Jerusalem descending out of heaven, where he will dwell in the temple with us forever. He then tells Moshe to write the history of the world from creation until his time. Starting in chapter 2, it says the angel of the presence spoke to Moshe according to the word of Yahuwah. Who is the word? That's Yahusha, according to John 1:1. And on day 1 of creation he created the heavens above, and the earth, and the waters, and all the spirits, the angels. There are many types of angels listed here. Angels of the presence, angels of sanctification, angels of fire and winds, angels of clouds, darkness, snow, hail, hoarfrost, voices, thunders and lightnings, cold and heat, winter and spring and summer and fall, and all the spirits of the creatures on earth and in heaven. Wow. So all the angels apparently were created on day 1. Now this is also implied in the biblical canon, but not outright told to us. It continues and says that he created the abysses and darkness, evening and night, light and dawn and day. So to summarize, he created 7 works on the first day. On day 2, he created the firmament. And after that, he divided half the waters and went above the firmament, and half went down below the firmament. This certainly seems to back up the idea that the firmament was firm and solid, and that there were waters above and below. On day 3, he made the dry land appear, but something interesting is that he says he moved the waters outside the firmament. He also created the seas, the rivers, and gatherings of water. Then he made the seed, the sprouting things, the fruit-bearing trees, and the Garden of Eden. So these 4 things he made on day 3. Then on day 4, he made the sun, moon, and stars, and put them in the firmament, He appointed the sun to be a great sign for days and feasts and months and years and jubilees and seasons. So he made 3 things on the 4th day, the sun, moon, and stars. On day 5, he created great sea monsters, all fish and things in the waters, and also birds and everything that flies. On day 6, he created all the land creatures as well as man. So altogether there were 22 kinds of things that Elohim created from the first 6 days. And this is very interesting, as there are also 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. And with his word, he created everything by speaking them into existence, using those 22 letters. In verse 19, it says that all the angels of the presence and of sanctification bid us to guard the Sabbath day with him in heaven and on earth. So these angels also keep the Sabbath day. The chapter also goes on to state that there are 22 patriarchs from Adam to Jacob. He reiterates multiple times the importance of keeping the Sabbath day, and in verse 29 it says everyone who observe it will be holy and blessed throughout all his days. In verse 31 it says the angels who keep the Sabbath day in the heavens before it was made known to any flesh. So that's very cool too. Stay tuned for more inspiration and more knowledge about the Book of Jubilees as we go deeper in chapters 3 and 4. Thanks for watching. Till next time, Shalom.